Welcome. In front of me is a Motorola Moto G23, and today I'll show you a couple tweaks and the tricks you can do on this phone. So to get started, we're gonna begin by opening up Settings, and from here you want to navigate to Display. There we go. And right off the bat we'll have a couple things. So we have dark theme. Now you probably noticed that we already had dark theme throughout the setup of your device. So disregarding that, when you're going through the setup, I believe you do not see the options for schedule. So in here you can set it up on a schedule, so it will automatically switch between light and dark mode instead of like the typical when you just toggle it on or off yourself. And the options here, we have the we have the turn on at a custom time or from sunset to sunrise. So you can select whichever one suits you, but basically the idea here is that during the daytime you can actually see the display because it's going to be in a light mode, so direct sunlight should not really matter that much, and during the nighttime you won't be getting flashbanged by your device, which a win in my book. So there we go. Now moving on to the next option, it's going to be the refresh rate, which you can also see right here below. Display refresh rate. We have three options. We have auto, 60 and 90 Hertz. Now auto will be basically good for majority of the people, but if you like to preserve your battery as much as you can, then I could suggest you could change it right here to 60 Hertz. This will make the device feel, in terms of like how it looks like when you're scrolling up and down, a little bit more sluggish. It's just how it will look. Performance wise it's going to be the same, but you will have a little bit of a better battery life. Now by how much I am unable to tell you. It's something that you need to test, and obviously this will matter on how much you use your device, but in general you should have a better screen on time. Now moving on to the next option, it's going to be the colors, which is also here. And this just allows you to switch between two different presets. We have natural and saturated. Depending on which one you prefer, just select it. We have a couple images to show us how it will affect the image quality. So saturated is the default one, then we have the natural. Now here it does have a decent impact in how the image looks. It might not look like there is much changing on the camera, maybe just the blue tones in the sky, but believe me, it does change it quite a bit more than the camera is picking up. Let's see the other page. Here you can see just in general that saturated makes it look much more vibrant and bright, while the natural is a little bit more yellowish in person and a little bit more toned down. And obviously the last one just showcase this, same as before, same effect. So select whichever one you like. I am personally an advocate for the natural look, so that's what I'm gonna stick with. So yeah, that's basically what I'm gonna go with here. Although Nokia doesn't oversaturate images all that much by default anyway, so you could straight up just use the saturated mode and still be pretty happy with it. I'm not that big of a fan of like super colorful phone. I don't know, preference. But I'm pointing this out because I have used other devices as well, where to me the colors were so out of whack that it's unreal. And just to kind of mention this, the primary company that I'm talking about is this one right here, the Samsung. Saturated colors there are stupid. They're so saturated that it's just unreal. Now going back to this device again, we can move over to the next option, which will be I was gonna say attentive display, but we don't really have it here unless it's somewhere hidden. Let me quickly check. We have a Motorola app. Is that it? No, I guess we don't. Okay. So I'm gonna just move over to the next options, considering I can't find, or it's not like I can find, it looks like they're just not in here. So we're gonna move over to System in the settings, and then Gestures. And in here we have a couple options. So number one, probably, at least for me, one of the more important ones is the press and hold power button. For some reason, even these kind of mid-budget range devices started including this garbage, which is the assistant when you hold the button. I personally absolutely despise this. It's annoying to me, and I don't use assistant. If I have to take my phone and talk to it, I might as well just tap on it. So I prefer to turn that off. Personal preference. Obviously there are people that will use this and stand by this. That's completely fine. Obviously this won't be for you in this case. But once you turn that off, it will bring back the power menu when you hold the power button. For me, this is something that I use more often than I use Google Assistant, considering I don't use Google Assistant at all. I have infinitely more use for this. So there we go. That's one of the options that I personally like. And moving on to the next one, which you might have already encountered, as the flashlight. So Motorola included a wonky way of enabling the flashlight. Now, if you ever encountered a possibility that you just take out your phone out of your pocket and your flashlight is on for no reason, this is the reason. So what it does is, let me just lock the device, is when you vigorously shake the device, it turns on flashlight. So there we go. Personally, I would like to have options for this to be able to, I don't know, maybe do it on a power button like other devices have, like most other devices have. So this one might, or at least for me, this one is a little bit wonky. Shaking my device isn't necessarily something that I like to do. So I would probably turn that off. But going back to kind of this purpose, obviously you can turn it on or off depending on what you want. If you encounter that your flashlight is on for no reason, you can turn it off. Obviously this was the cause for it. I would assume this might happen when you're running or something like that, where your phone is just jiggling around in your pocket and just turns on flashlight for no reason. So you can turn it off in here. And obviously if you like to use it, that is kind of how you use it. You just start just vigorously shaking your phone like you're wanking it. So yeah, fun times. Anyway, so that's it. Now, with this being said, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.